Hi, I'm Liz, teaching from my studio Brazilian Yoga and Pilates in Los Angeles, here today to show you the ever popular core exercises. People are always after core exercises. One of the main reasons being that a lot of people suffer from back pain. So core poses are the way that we sort of buttress up the space that we're creating in our spine and prevent ourselves from having that pain by building strength. Another part of this is if you've been watching any of our prenatal videos or anything like that, a lot of women who've just had babies are interested in rebuilding their abdominal muscles. So this serves most everybody. Today we're going to do a couple of poses, Navasana to work the core, and we're also going to do Supta Garudasana or Reclined Eagle pose. And I'm going to show you variations for all of these things because depending on the level you want to work at, kind of low, medium, or high, we'll have variations for those things so that you can customize the workout so that it feels good, but it's also enough challenge for you. So moving into Navasana, I like to take this in stages once again because we're going to start off kind of slow, and if that's enough work for you, what you should do is just sort of continue working at that level. If you're like, I'm ready for it, bump it up a notch, then you can continue on with the exercise. So first we start by placing our hands behind our hips. The fingers are placing them on the mat. We want to make sure our shoulders are nice and open, and that's going to remain a challenge through the following exercise because what's going to happen is we're going to want to start rounding as we struggle. But really try to keep this open, and a strong core is what will keep it open for you. Inhale, take a breath, and then exhale, come up onto the toes. Let's start to warm up the core a little bit by doing a few toe touches. Just see what that feels like, and if you can actually lift your toes off the ground by using your deep obliques. Just kind of taking a natural progression here. We're up on the toes, and now we're going to start doing an exercise I call sexy legs. Sexy legs. So now you're just testing kind of lifting one leg off the ground and then the other leg off the ground and getting used to creating extension through the leg by firming up the abdomens. Now, we're going to see if we can take both up. So if you're comfortable working with one, then stay with one. But if you'd like to take both of the feet up off the ground, then do so. Keeping that chest open now is key. This may be enough work for you. If you want to bump it up a notch, then take the hands off of the floor and keep them parallel to it. Take a few breaths. Whew. This is quite a lot of work, but if you need more, if you're like, show me something else, we can do more. So let's take this block out in front of us now and then work on lifting it up over our head and down. Try that a few times. Whew, I feel myself heating up. And then if you want to get really funky, start twisting to the side, all the while keeping the legs suspended. Woo! My core is cooking. And whenever you have finished, slowly, slowly take the legs down and just give yourself a good stretch. I like to pass through table or anything that will just kind of give my ab muscles a little bit of a break on that one. Take a breath and then slowly roll onto your back. The core work will continue, but give yourself a moment of respite here. Take a huge breath across the back of the frame. And now we're going to actually cross the legs high. So like you need to pee, you're going to cross them. If you can bind once, great. If you can bind twice, even better. Once you've bound the legs, then you're slowly going to lift them off the floor so that the heels are even with the knees. Now at this time, we're also going to cross the arms in the same fashion to mirror the legs. The leg that's on top, or the side of the leg that's on top, is going to be the side of the arm that's on the bottom, a little counterintuitive. Now from here, I'm going to start to expand and contract as if I were moving on rails. So I'm going to inhale and grow my elbows apart away from my knees. Exhale and slowly take my elbows in. Now if you feel your core is doing enough work to lightly carry the head up, go ahead and do it. A shake is good here. If you feel like you're having to use your neck to lift the head, then definitely leave it resting on the ground. Inhale to expand, exhale to contract. Inhale to expand, exhale to contract. You really only need to do a couple of these to feel the work. Good. And then anyone who wants to really top this off and say, you know what? Bring it. We're now going to stay in the position. If you're finished, please just relax by resting the feet. But if you want a little bit more, what we're gonna do is try to actually curl the tailbone up off the floor, squeeze the legs together, and then press both hands into the thighs, and the thighs into the hands. Now take a huge breath. Inhale across the chest, curl up the tailbone, try that all again. Press the hands into the thighs and the thighs into the hands. I got this one from Brian Campbell, so shout out to Brian Campbell on the west side. Inhale, once again, let's do that once more. I'm breaking a sweat. And slowly release the legs. Whew. Take a moment to relax on the floor and let that heat just melt some of the tension away that had been in your body. Take a few breaths, and whenever you're finished, roll onto your side to come to a seated position. I'm Liz, teaching from my studio Brazilian Yoga and Pilates in Los Angeles, and I've just shown you a few exercises that you can do for strengthening your core. Again, core work is really important because it helps us with lower back injuries and also just any back pain we may feel, or anyone who's recovering from labor and trying to rebuild their abdominal walls. We looked at Navasana, or boat pose with variations. We also looked at reclined eagle pose, or Supta Garudasana, with some variations as well. Now, when we crossed our legs in Supta Garudasana this way, since our purpose was core work, we don't have to do the other way. But if you'd like to switch up the legs and do it the other way and get double the workout, you're definitely welcome to go for it. The thing about core work is definitely enjoying the challenge of feeling your own strength.